Good afternoon. Can you guys see me? Good afternoon.
Yes, we can see you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I can see the excitement in the chats. Temi Tokwe, I can see you're excited. Emeka, I can see you're excited. Mr. Moshood, I can see you're excited. I'm glad everyone is excited. I'm also very excited. I don't know if you can hear the excitement in my voice. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon again. My name is Mushokbe. I'm your facilitator for today. So I will start off by before I start sharing my screen, I will just start off by giving a quick disclaimer that I'm not a lecturer, right? I am a regular guy. I just work a 9 to 5. And this is an opportunity presented to me rather by the Adara Foundation to share my knowledge and also help young people grow. So, like I said, I'm not a lecturer. So I think the best way for us to have this session is to have it as interactive as possible. And to drive that, I know that a lot of people might be shy to unmute their mics. However, we would have like discussion points at some points in the presentation, and we'd also have some polls that will come up. For the discussion points, the plan is that anyone who is interested in contributing to the discussion unmutes their mics and speaks. However, it's not just going to be just come and unmute your mic. For the best or the most interesting comments and the most interesting interactions, I would be giving a cash prize. So we have 2 discussion points. So cash prize for discussion point 1, cash prize for discussion point 2. So you can just drop an emoji in the chat box if you're excited about that. Please, again, I'm not going to promise you a lot of money, but at least I know that it will be something not, it's something okay. So, all right, I can see the excitement in the comments. Good. All right. So I will share my screen. Once my screen comes up, you can just, again, let me know if you can see my screen once it comes up. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay, cool. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So going straight into it. My name is Mushokwe, like I said. Like Godwin had already introduced me. I am a digitally focused brand and communication expert. Let me just simplify this, right? My experience in marketing and advertising has been very broad. However, I have specialized in digital marketing for a while now. So I've worked with brands to not just build visibility, but also drive results. By results, I mean you can think of results like app downloads, leads, and even sales. What I like to do and how I usually like to work is to have like a storytelling approach in coming up with digital strategy and doing digital marketing, right? So, all right, so let's just go straight into it. So the agenda for today and the rest of this course, right, is we going into essential digital skills that can help you grow your business. It can, we're looking at skills you can gain, platforms you can use, and also how to just run an effective digital marketing campaign. So essentially, what I'm basically trying to say is the purpose of this course is that by the end of this course, what skill we want you to have is basic skills that can help you grow your business, from the kind of platforms to use to the kind of strategies to use that will not cost you a lot of money. One of the things that I've noticed with digital marketing is that people are usually intimidated by it. It's like a lot of things happening, and some people seem to think that it will cost you a lot of money. Digital marketing is one form of marketing that you can work on or use rather irrespective of how much your budget is. So you can actually still do some digital marketing activities with a 50,000 naira budget. You just have to be smart, and you have to, tailor your strategy into your budget and also into your objectives. So the course is tailored for small business owners, entrepreneurs, and we're designing this basically to kickstart your journey into digital marketing. This is foundational. We'll also be going into some more interactive and we'll also be going into some interactive ways to have actually drive digital marketing. We'll be doing some demos. We'll have some assignments. And hopefully, I pray that you guys follow me till the end. Also, I mentioned that we're having discussion points. So one of them is going to come up at the end, and we'll be having a discussion point just at the start. So again, go follow me through as we're doing this. Again, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments and we'll answer them as it went due. Also, if you have any challenges hearing me, if you have any challenges understanding what I'm saying, please call my attention to it. All right, and let's try and have fun. So what we're going to explore in this program, and I want you to think of this as something very end-to-end. What we're going to explore is a couple of things, but this particular course for today, we'll be diving into, just digital marketing generally. But as we're going through the course, one thing we're going to be talking about is how to use Google to drive visibility, how to use Google to, convert people to leads, how to use Google to, run ads and ultimately drive sales, right? We'll also be looking at emails and how emails are an effective and, dare I say, almost free way of connecting with people on your platforms. We're also going to be looking at WhatsApp, and I think that WhatsApp is one of the biggest, is one of the most underrated tools of digital marketing. A lot of people don't really use it. And I think it's also because WhatsApp is personal for a lot of people. However, there are ways to use WhatsApp to enable your business. I'm pretty sure that a lot of us here would have started to use WhatsApp, maybe started to use emails. We'll be going into how to use WhatsApp effectively, how to use email marketing effectively, how to also integrate your WhatsApp into all your other digital channels and digital activities. The way I see it, WhatsApp is a key way to drive conversations. Something I've realized from just even being a customer is I prefer to text people or businesses on WhatsApp than going to a website. And I've realized that for some people, WhatsApp chat, Instagram chat, it's faster. It helps you get, all the details you want, and it actually makes you feel like you're talking to an actual human being instead of, just a brand. WhatsApp is also a way for you to humanize your brand. One challenge with branding and marketing generally is that there are a lot of things that happen in branding and marketing, and it makes it feel like brands are this makes it feel like brands are like this establishment out there that you can't really talk to them. WhatsApp allows you to humanize your brand, allows you to humanize your products. It feels like you're talking to actual human beings. Email marketing also allows you to build community. I don't know if anyone here has subscribed to like an email newsletter from like an artist, for example. I know that some musicians, celebrities actually use emails to connect with people personally. There was a time in my life when I used to get emails from a particular artist I followed, and it felt very personal because it felt like they were writing to me. That endeared me to them. It didn't feel like this person that was so far off. Same way with some financial services. I get some newsletters from brands that tells me about what is coming in the new month, things that I can do, discounts that I can get. Sometimes you would actually not even realize that a brand is offering a discount until you open your email and see that they've sent you an email. Yeah, so it's just interesting to see how far we can actually go with digital marketing and showing that digital marketing has a very huge potential in growing businesses, especially if you are up and coming and if you're just starting. In this program, we'll also be looking at how to effectively plan a digital marketing campaign. It will be broken down in a way that it won't be overwhelming. I'm not going to try and overwhelm you with a lot of information. What I'm going to try and do is to make it as interactive as possible. I'll be showing you some demos, and it's be very practical, right? So from campaign planning to the kind of platforms you should use for specific types of businesses. We'll then break it down into what your business is, what you're trying to achieve, and the kind of tools you can use to drive those, to drive your objectives for your business. That's what we mean by effective campaign planning. We'll also be looking at how you can infuse payments into your business. And payments is also another aspect of digital marketing and digital integration that small businesses and starting entrepreneurs can actually leverage. Would also be looking at offline to online integration. One of the most interesting things I have realized about digital marketing is how you can go from a digital activity to an offline activity, and how offline activities can also feed into your digital activity. So that's what we mean by offline and online integration. Then we'll also now look at analytics. What kind of data would you be getting from your activities? How can we even use data to drive business growth? How can you use the information that you are getting from your backend, the information that you are seeing on your social media pages, the information that you are seeing on Google, for example? How can you use that to connect with and your customers and potential customers better? So essentially, this is what you should expect going forward for the rest of the program. So just again, you can just drop a comment in the chat box just to show that you are still following. So Mr. Godwin, please could you pull up the first poll? All right. So this poll is about what defines digital marketing. So I'm trying to gauge our understanding on what digital marketing is. So you can just click any of the responses and yep, we'll take it from there. Okay, thank you very much. Right, wow, I am very impressed. I'm very impressed. So this is me clapping for should I call you my students? Is it okay if I call you guys my students? Let me be sure that you'll be comfortable with me calling you my students. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. All right. So yes, I like the fact that we have all narrowed down on what I think is the correct answer. And just so going straight into what it is. Digital marketing, simply put, is any form of marketing that happens on a digital channel, right? So I want you to think of any online platform. So online platforms could be blogs, websites, online platforms could be social media platforms, online platforms could be chat rooms, email, anything. Digital marketing is anything that uses online platforms, digital technologies, any form of electronic media. Basically, digital marketing happens on your phone. Oh, sorry. On your phone, digital marketing happens on your screen. Digital marketing happens when you are scrolling through the internet. Digital marketing happens when you are going through your email. Digital marketing is when you text a business and it takes you to WhatsApp. Digital marketing is using any form of digital technology at all to promote products, services, brands. You could even use digital marketing to promote yourself as a brand. You could use digital marketing to promote your vulcanizer shop. Anything works with digital marketing. And the most interesting thing about digital marketing is how user behavior has changed over the years. Over the years, people have evolved into what we call digital natives. Digital natives are people who live on the internet. When you wake up in the morning, after you've probably done your morning prayers, you've gotten ready, one of the first things you probably do, personally, one of the first things I do is check my email. And then I check WhatsApp to see if they're on read messages. Then I go about my day, check social media from time to time. So basically, that's what digital marketing is. It is any strategy that leverages the internet, search engines. By search engines, I mean Google, Bing, Internet Explorer, even if people still use that, Safari, email, and digital channels to engage your audience, to drive traffic, to convert leads into customers. By leads, I mean people who are not currently your customers, but have shown an interest. So for example, you put out a message on your Instagram, you put up an Instagram reel, and then someone potentially sends you a message. A lead is a potential customer. What you do with leads is that you follow up on leads. So if someone sends you a message, that's not a customer yet, that's a lead. So what you do is you respond, you find out what they want, find out how you can help them. Sometimes leads don't always convert or lead into sales or business, but it's important to also measure leads because that tells you that what you are doing is working, right? And one of the best things about digital marketing is that you can actually track your results. So I'll give you an analogy that one of my first employers gave me. He said, traditional marketing is like winking in the dark. When you say winking in the dark, it's like imagine a dark room and there's one girl in the corner that you're trying to check, but she cannot really see you, right? If you're trying to send her a signal and you're winking at her, but she cannot see you. That's how traditional marketing is. There is no feedback loop. So you can put out a message on TV. You are guaranteed that a lot of people will see it, but you can't really tell out of the millions of people seeing your TV ad or your TV message or your radio message or your poster on the streets, you cannot tell how many people are actually going to be interested from that, because people can actually see your message on, let's say they see your billboard or they see your poster on their street. They take a picture, but they will probably forget about it. There's no way to actually measure and follow up. But with digital, every interaction, every interaction, every connection with your customer can be followed up on. That's why we use channels like WhatsApp. That's why it's important that you respond to Instagram messages or your Facebook groups, for example. Digital marketing just allows you to get feedback. It ensures that you're not winking in the dark. This time with digital marketing, the lights are on. You can wink as much as possible. You can dance to get our attention. You can even jump up and down to get our attention. That's fine. But once you're doing that, you'll be able to read the person's body language, tell that, okay, maybe dancing is not what she wants. Maybe I have to go and talk to her, for example. That's what digital marketing gives you. It allows you to measure what you are doing, and it allows you to track. That essentially is the biggest advantage of digital marketing. Okay. So like I said earlier, digital offers real-time analytics, precise targeting, greater scalability. Summarily, what all of this means is that digital marketing gives you data. It gives you numbers. It tells you the number of people that have seen your Instagram post. It tells you the number of people that have read your email. It tells you the number of people, and obviously this is a lot more on the nose. It tells you the number of people that have clicked to go to WhatsApp. It tells you the number of people that have gone from just a WhatsApp conversation to sales. So you can actually then, with digital marketing, build a funnel. In marketing, we call funnels, funnels are referred to as like a process, a journey in which your customers go. So the top of your funnel is awareness. When you're putting out your message, that's your Instagram reel, your Twitter posts, your email that's being sent out, your WhatsApp broadcast, your community broadcast, right? Then you go into engagement. Engagement is where you are then, the people that you have sent those messages to are interacting with you. So someone sees your message, they like your Instagram posts, they send a message. That's engagement. Then we now go into consideration. Consideration is now the tricky part where the customers have gone beyond, okay, I've seen this ad. I like it. I like this product. I may not have money for it now, but I've saved it. When you save, that's consideration. When people tell you that, oh, I'm sorry, I can't buy this thing now, but I'll come back later, that's consideration. That gives you the opportunity to, follow up with them, send them reminders, and then you end your funnel with conversion. Conversion is what you want as a business. So conversion could be sales for you. If you're trying to get more people to, if you're trying to get more people to buy your product, that's what conversion is. If you are trying to get people to visit your store, that's also conversion, because your objective then is to get people to your landing page. So digital marketing is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's something that is extremely important for all businesses. Like I said earlier, the number of people turning to the internet for information is increasing at a rapid and alarming rate. So before we go ahead, I just want you to just put the raising hand emoji in the comments. If you've been at a store or a supermarket, or you heard about the business and the first thing you did was to Google it. So you went to ShopRite, for example, you saw a product that caught your fancy, but you don't really know much about it. And the first thing you did before you even made a purchase, before you even took it from the shelf, the first thing you did was google.com, this product and the product name. Just put the hand raising emoji in the comments. Exactly. This is a large indication that our audience is very digital. Thank you, Inyanu, for your waving, for your hand raising emoji. Thank you, Blessing, for waving. Thank you, Gospel, for raising your hand. That's wonderful. I'm glad you guys are still following me. So yes, like I was saying, the number of people turning to the internet for information is amazing. I mean, right now, the median age for Nigeria in terms of how young our population is, I think it's between the age of 25 to 30. It means that you have most of your population under the age of 30. And that is extremely good, because that means that the larger percentage of the population have connection to the internet. It means that they are online. The moment you're online, you can be targeted for digital marketing activities. So digital marketing offers small businesses, entrepreneurs, cost-effective ways to reach their target audience. Digital marketing allows you to build awareness. Digital marketing allows you to drive sales. Building awareness on digital marketing is so interesting because you are in 100% control. You can decide that today you want to jump on a TikTok trend and use all the hashtags relevant. You're not even selling anything, but you're telling people that you are available. Awareness is where people know that you exist, is where they know that you have a product, they know that you have a service. Yeah, so that's what digital marketing is. It's not a luxury. It's not something that I personally think you can do without. We can have conversations on the scale of digital marketing activities that you as a small entrepreneur, as a small business might engage in, and that is absolutely fine. And that's the major advantage of digital marketing. You can scale. You can decide that, okay, I have just, this month, I have just 50,000 naira for digital marketing activities. You can actually do something. But you know that if you have 50,000 naira, you can't run a radio ad. If you have 50,000 naira, the number of posters you will put out and paste will be limited. Do you understand? With digital marketing, it basically levels the playing field. Digital marketing allows you to compete with your competitors that have a bigger budget, because again, you can be smarter with your spend. And that basically is what digital marketing is. And in trying to define what it is, right, I guess the best way to explain it is that digital marketing is an ecosystem. What's an ecosystem? An ecosystem is basically something, or a collection of things, right? If you look at the biological ecosystem, for example, you'd be looking at the organisms that live in it. You'd look at the plants that are there. You'd look at, the animals that exist in that ecosystem. The interactiveness of all the elements makes up that ecosystem. And digital marketing is extremely similar, if not the same. Digital marketing ecosystem it consists of various interconnected elements that work together to not just reach, but also engage and then convert. I would like to emphasize that I'm repeating certain things because that is fundamentally the foundation of everything, right? For digital marketing, it's not just a one-off thing, right? It's you being able to reach, being able to engage, and being able to convert. So all of these elements work together to create a seamless digital experience that not just attracts and retains customers. So let me give you an example of what an ecosystem is, or what a digital ecosystem is. Let's say you have a phone, right? And you're just scrolling through Instagram, and you are seeing ads on Instagram that say, and you, for example, you want to buy a furniture and you're seeing an ad on Instagram. Oh, okay, I'm seeing an ad on Instagram that talks about a furniture that costs this amount of money. If you click on it, it takes you to a website, right? That website and Instagram are linked because of the ad you saw. That is what makes it an ecosystem. The ecosystem is not just about you now as the customer. The ecosystem also involves the brand that is also putting out the message, the other competition that offer a similar product or service. So for example, your digital ecosystem for you being a hairdresser is not just you. It also involves your online presence. It involves the information you put on the internet. It involves the social media channels that you would create. It involves the WhatsApp and Telegram platforms that you are a part of, that allows you to sell your business. You know how people have Instagram groups, Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups for small businesses. For example, you are on a WhatsApp community for this program. That's part of the ecosystem, because Adara Foundation put out information on digital channels and got you here. This course that we're having is also part of the ecosystem of Adara Foundation's digital marketing activities. There are a lot of activities and processes went into getting you to be a participant. And because you are here, you are a part of the ecosystem. Me, your lecturer, your teacher, I'm also a part of the ecosystem. So the ecosystem is basically all the elements that work together to create a seamless digital experience. And the seamless digital experience is, like it says, like I said, seamless. You will start having problems with digital marketing when there's a drop-off. For example, you are trying to take people from Instagram to a website, but your website is not working. That's where a fall-off will happen rather, and that means your ecosystem is not seamless. So that exactly is what I mean by a digital marketing ecosystem. And in just trying to break it down, right, for the purpose of this course, I have detailed 5 key themes that makes up the digital marketing ecosystem. So I'll start with owned media. So owned media refers to any asset you control. So think of your website, think of your blog, think of your WhatsApp channel, think of your Telegram channel, think of your email list, think of your presence on Google, for example. All of that is things that are 100% in your control. You are not leaning into anyone, you're not paying for anything, it's just you. So your blog can, for example, carry articles that talks about how good your product is. Your website is where people will land on. Your mobile app is what you want people to use, or your WhatsApp channel is where you want people to land on. All of that is your own, it's your owned media. That's why it's called owned. The second element of the ecosystem is paid media. Paid media is any marketing effort in digital marketing that is paid for. So let me explain it this way. So when you have owned media and when you are boosting your owned media, or your owned media rather, that is paid media. So paid media, think of influencer collaboration. So if you give, let's say your junior sister who is a TikTok content creator to promote your business, she's acting as an influencer for you, even if you're not going to give her actual cash. What you would probably do is that maybe you'd offer her your product or service for free. That is a collaboration. You are giving a service, you're giving value for a service someone is offering to you. Paid media could also be Google ads, display ads, social media ads. Paid media is when you then pay for tools and platforms that enable you to work better. Now, the third, and I personally think this is the most important element of the ecosystem, is earned media. Earned media is organic exposure. Earned media is the media that you earn. When I say earn, is what I mean is you have a product, you have a business, you have a brand, you have created owned content, you have created a social media page for it, you have created a blog, then you have put some money to promoting your page and your blog and pushing your email to your customers. And earned media is when, after you've done all of that, people now say, okay, I've used this product, I've patronized this person, I like them, I will go and tell my friend, I will leave a review, I will share this business with my network, I will become their biggest fan and tell everybody about it. That is earned media. Earned media is where you want to be. This is where you start. Paid media is how you push, and this is where you want to be. Anybody that has this on lockdown, I promise you, your business will grow. Because the moment you have a product or service and it is living up to the expectation that you have communicated, people would actually refer you. They will tell other people about you. Let me give you a personal example. So the person who helps me with my hair, I always like telling people about him because he's the second person that has actually worked on my hair. And to be honest, I think that his service is good. When people ask me about my hair, oh, your hair is nice, I would always say, thank you. The person that did it is this person. This is his Instagram page. This is his WhatsApp. He can also cut your hair. He can also help you braid your hair. That is earned media. He didn't do anything extra, right? He didn't do anything extra into getting earned media, But earned media came because he had a good service, he had a good product, and he had already done owned media and paid media. So there's a question in the comments, can one integrate paid media to get earned media? Yes, absolutely. So let me use another example. If my loctician or the person that does my hair, if he comes to me to say, oh, I want to promote my business, I want to promote my Instagram page, I can help him promote his Instagram page. It will lead him to getting more customers. But when you've integrated properly and your service is good, you will then get earned media. Paid media enhances you to get earned media, but earned media only comes when your product, service, or brand lives up to the expectation. You can't pay to get earned media. I mean, you can pay to get PR, but earned media is organic. Do you understand? So PR that you're paying for is still paid media. But earned media is then when people of their own volition go out of their way to then spread your business. That's what earned media is. It's either of their own volition or either because you've built a relationship with them. Either way, you can actually use paid media to drive earned media, but there's a big difference between paid and earned. Anything you are paying for is paid media. But once it comes organic and it comes freely, then, it's earned media. So just to keep this conversation going, if Yoma is already on my list for people that I would reward at the end of the conversation for interesting. So I've already noted your name down. So hopefully, someone else doesn't say something as interesting here in the ecosystem that I just want to quickly touch on. The fourth is data and tech, and basically it refers to any tool that allows you to optimize your marketing. So think of your social media insights. So, when you are posting something on Instagram and you click on insights and tells you 5 people liked, 3 people shared, that is what I mean by data and tech. You can use those, and we'll discuss this towards the end of the course, how you can actually use data that you are getting to plan and replan and optimize. Basically, digital marketing and the ecosystem allows you to take the feedback you are getting and improve on whatever it is you are doing. And that's why I absolutely love it. By data and tech, I'm also referring to platforms that you could use that could automate some things. For example, WhatsApp has this really interesting feature that allows you to set if you're using a business profile, it allows you to set like an instant reply. So once someone sends you a message, it allows you to send an instant reply. That instant reply reduces your or increases your response time. When you have a good response time, people would want to talk to you. Nobody wants to message a business and then they're replying 5 days later. It's not, I don't think you as a customer will be interested in patronizing a hairdresser that's not replying you after 5 days. So the last is SEO, and SEO is basically any technique for search engine that allows you to drive engagement. I would speak on this in more detail. So key channels for digital marketing, I've broken this down into about 9. Like I said, the first is SEO. So I want us to do a quick exercise. I want anyone to just open your phone, type in best financial services in Nigeria on Google, and you can put it in the comment section. Just tell me the first 5 things you are seeing, the first 5 results that you're seeing. Can we quickly do that? Do we have time? Mr. Godwin, can we quickly do that?
Sure, we can.
Okay. So again, you can simply just put the first response. But in trying to make my point, so I'm not taking too much time, SEO allows you to rank in relation to your customer's search. So if someone searches best financial services in Nigeria, or let me even make it more, yes, exactly, UT Financial Services, they probably have like an article, right? So thank you very much. Standard Bank Group, First Bank. Now, everyone you are seeing here has done work in order to rank on the first page. So the kind of work that they do, they would write articles and put important information. For example, if Kuda is appearing on your first page, I'm pretty sure that that link you are seeing for Kuda is probably like an article on their website, right? And it is relevant to the search that you are making at that point. And that is what SEO is about. SEO is about using keywords. SEO is about writing blogs. SEO is about using relevant backlinks that will be relevant to your audience's search and integrating it into your website. Anyone who is on the first page of your search has done amazing SEO work. So that exactly is what SEO gives you. So if we're going to narrow this down into like a small business, let's say you are searching for top hairdressers around me. If you've done good SEO work, you would, if your business has done good SEO work and you've done some integration on Google, you will pop up because you are more relevant. What Google is basically saying is that you are more relevant to this search than your competition. So SEO is that way for you to always be on that top page. Thank you very much, guys, for the comments. I'm seeing all the comments. I'm seeing all the comments. Thank you very much. So, sorry. The next is PPC ads, and that's by PPC, I mean pay per click ads. So pay per click ads basically is a paid ad, but for paid per click ads, it's essentially saying that if people do not click on your ad, if they don't interact with your ad, you would not be charged. So this is a paid ad on platforms like Google, social media to drive targeted traffic, right? So I would give you an example. If you are searching for best hairdressers around me and you see an ad on the side of your Google screen that says mommy mommy Basira's hairdresser shop, and that's an ad, that's a paid ad, because in relation to the search, Google has already served you an ad. Or for example, you have been visiting a lot of jewelry stores on Instagram for a jewelry store. Instagram has already noted you as someone who is interested in jewelry. So what Instagram does is that it serves you an ad in relation to what you've always been searching for. So paid ads work in conjunction with user searches. The third element of digital marketing, third channel, is social media. I think this is pretty clear. Social media allows you to drive awareness and drive engagement. The third is content marketing. Content marketing refers to you creating valuable content. So think of videos, infographics to attract and educate your audience. So when you think of content marketing, think of anything you're going to put out on your channel that allows people to see or know what you are doing. Email marketing, I think I've spoken about this a lot. Email marketing is sending personalized emails to nurture leads, promote products, retain customers. One interesting thing that a lot of brands do is that they send their existing customers emails. Some people also send emails to people that are not their customers, but it's not always recommended because you might not, like Gmail has probably not recognized you as a potential, like a relevant email to that person. So it will probably go to spam, which is why it's recommended to always build your own organic email list, build interaction, and also engage people to mark you as a relevant conversation. Then we now go into influencer marketing. This is you collaborating with, content creators, influencers, to reach their audience and also enhance your brand credibility. So what that means is that some people have more presence than you. Some people are more relevant to your audience than you, and that's absolutely fine. What you can do is to collaborate with them. They would promote your products on all their channels. Some people do, there are some influencers that are very particular on WhatsApp. They have a large following on WhatsApp and they will just put stuff on their WhatsApp stories. There are some influencers that their platform is TikTok. They have a very large following on TikTok. And because your product is relevant to a young audience, you might want to reach out to them. So that's what influencer marketing is. Influencer marketing can be very effective if done right, but it can also be cost intensive, right? It's an element of digital marketing that a lot of big brands would want to do. But for small businesses, I would say maybe don't go straight into influencer marketing. The next is mobile marketing. This is engaging users through SMS, push notifications, in-app advertisements. So I don't know if anyone has gotten, if you've tried to, let's say, buy light, for example, and then you get an SMS saying that this is your token. You getting that SMS is mobile marketing. Mobile marketing allows you to send people small SMSs or push notifications. A push notification happens when you are using a website or an app. So let's say you have Kuda's app downloaded. Kuda would send you a push notification to tell you that if you buy airtime, you will get 10 naira free or something like that. Push notification is an easy way for you to, connect with people and also just send your customers messages. However, push notifications require channels and platforms to use to drive integration. And sometimes those channels, those tools will cost money. So for small businesses, maybe not. However, there are some platforms that allow you to send SMSs. So if you have like your customers, you can just send bulk SMSs to them. Yeah, and for another example of a push notification is when you are on a website and then you see a pop-up. It's not an ad. It's like a pop-up chat that says, do you want to ask us a question? That's a push notification, but that's a web push notification. The next is video marketing. Now, the reason why I separated video marketing from content marketing is that video marketing is big today, in today's day and age. Video marketing is when you think of Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. It requires storytelling. So content marketing is like the overall broad term, but video marketing has become such a big deal that people tend to focus on that. So when people put out tutorials, like imagine you are on an Instagram page that sells clothes and they're giving you a tutorial on how to style the clothes. That's video marketing. You're not actively trying to sell and say, come and buy, but you're offering a service and giving them content that allows people to know, okay, yeah, if I buy this, I will look like this. If I buy this and pair it with this, I would look like this. That allows people to see what you are selling in real time and see if they would actually want it or not. And the last is automation, like I mentioned earlier, using tools or software that allows you to automate repetitive tasks, etc. So we've come to the second poll. Mr. Godwin, could you help us pull this up while I look through the comments? Okay. So the question is, which digital marketing channel do you think is the most effective for small businesses? 55% of you guys said SEO and content, and another 45% said WhatsApp marketing. So this is a trick question because there isn't, the answer is the most effective channel is what is more effective for your business. So effectiveness is measured mostly and primarily by how it impacts your business. So that's basically it. But again, I guess people picked answers that they resonated with, which is why I deliberately did that way. So it's interesting to see the skill. So yes, if you are the type of business that you want to have more conversations on WhatsApp, then the most effective channel for you will be WhatsApp and Telegram. If for you have a website and you're trying to be very present on Google, then SEO and content could also be the right way for you to go. So I'm just going to look through some quick questions. I saw one. So yes, what is local SEO? Local SEO is basically ranking using or being relevant and visible using like Google Maps and stuff, right? That's the easiest way I can explain it. SEO is search engine optimization. So when you are optimizing yourself to be visible on search engines, that's what SEO is. And local SEO then refers to things that are relevant to your local vicinity. So when you, for example, put yourself and put your business location on Google, right? That is you doing local SEO. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. Yes, the cookies they put on websites, does it help you in tailoring ads? So cookies allows you to target people. So let me explain cookies this way. When you go to a website and you allow cookies, what that website does is that it takes you and your information and stores it somewhere. So they've already stored you as someone, this is this person, this is what they're interested in. So when you as an advertiser are trying to reach people on those platforms, those cookies enable you to be reached. So think about it like this. It's a tracking device. Once you have enabled cookies, I can serve you an ad on that website. That's what cookies do. That's what it does. That's the essential. That's what it drives. That's what it gives you, rather. So I'll take this last question from Ifeoma Laura. Does writing lengthy emails also push emails as spam? So what would make you go into spam is relevance to the person. If you've never sent me an email before, it's more likely that you would go to spam. The length of the email also matters, but relevance also matters as well. Do you understand? So it's not necessarily about lengthy emails, but sometimes the way you construct your email feels like you are trying to sell, and that would necessarily just automatically go to spam. Sometimes, because some people segment their email folders, you will probably not go into their main folder. You probably go to promotions. That's where most emails go. If you've not done that, you'll see all your emails at once. However, if you have a very lengthy email, if your email is overtly direct and you're not actually connecting with the person, you're just giving information, most times cold emails go into spam. But the best email marketers know how to write emails in a way that avoids spam. And this is the last question from Timmy Tokwe. Which is the best form of marketing to start with? It really depends on your objective. And that's one of the things we would look at when we're talking about campaign planning. It depends on your objective. The beautiful thing about digital marketing is that what works for Timmy Tokwe might not necessarily work for Dorcas. There's a website for the bulk SMS. I can't remember it right now, but I'll put it in the WhatsApp group once I have it open on one of my tabs. I'll put it in the WhatsApp group and I'll send it as feedback. Okay, so let's discuss. So this is the first discussion. I would like this to happen in the next 5 minutes. So what's the key difference between digital marketing and social media marketing? So the way this works, if you want to speak, please put just put an emoji in the comments and then I would call you out and you can just unmute your mic and give us what you think. Again, there's a prize for interesting comments. I already have someone earmarked, but again, okay, so Praise Babalola, do you mind speaking? What's the key difference between digital marketing and social media marketing?
Okay, good afternoon, good evening, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. So, the key difference between digital marketing and social media marketing is that digital marketing is like the overall, like their mother, like the overall, like the overall person, sha. Then social media marketing is like a sub group, if that word is good. So like social media marketing, promoting your business, promoting your services, your product on every social media platforms that we have. Then digital marketing is the overall way of promoting business. For instance, like what you said, email marketing, influencer marketing, content marketing, and all. So, like social media marketing is in like a subgroup under digital marketing. So that's just what I'll just
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Does anyone else want to try? Okay, I can see some. I'm just going to pick anyone at random. Walias Mashud, please forgive me if I didn't pronounce that right. Do you want to speak? Do you want to try? Waliat Mashud. Should I call someone else? Are you on the call?
Moshoba, I think some other people's hands are raised. I can
Okay.
see NK. Should I give them access? People that raise their hands, or you want to come randomly?
Yeah, okay. Let's just take the last person. Iyanu Ayatola, you can just give that person access and then they can speak.
Okay.
Iyanu Ayatola.
Hi, good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'd say the difference between digital marketing and social media is that digital marketing, I would say, is the main form of is the house, while social media marketing is like a single room inside an apartment. So digital marketing could encompass making use of social media marketing, mobile marketing, while social media marketing makes use of different social media channels like WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, and others.
Okay, thank you. I like your answer better because of the analogy you used. So congratulations, you are the winner of this discussion. All right, all right, all right. Thank you very much. Someone puts in the comments, digital marketing deals with all types. Yes, and that's essentially what it is. Digital marketing is the broad umbrella. Digital marketing is everything. Social media marketing is one subset of digital marketing. A lot of people have this, and that's the reason why I asked this. A lot of people have this misconception that digital marketing is only limited to social media. It's not. It's everything. I'll give you an example of something that is digital marketing that most people don't really consider. There's something called programmatic advertising. It allows, so I don't know if you've ever been on a website and you are just seeing random ads, right? There are two ways to do this. Is either you contact that website or you run it programmatically. So there are some platforms that they speak to all the websites and they will just serve your ads to those websites that are relevant. You guys will align on the website you want. And that's what programmatic advertising is. It's something that and you can use programmatic to lead people back to your social media, but programmatic is an element of digital marketing. Social media is also an element of digital marketing. Everything you are doing, if you are doing social media, programmatic, Google, and email, that is digital marketing. So thank you very much. And we're now going into the next part of this presentation, which are common misconceptions about digital marketing. One misconception I have heard a lot in my career is once I launch a campaign, I see instant results. It's a lie. I promise you it's a lie. There are no instant results anywhere. It's not Indomie. It will not take you 5 minutes, no, right? And even if you're seeing instant results, that doesn't necessarily mean that those results are effective. So I'll give you an example. If you're serving an ad to people on Instagram, there are also 1,000,001 people serving ads on Instagram. The digital space is very saturated because it's very accessible to everyone. However, digital marketing is the long-term game that allows you to, over time, test, optimize, and see meaningful results. So even if you start the ad today and you are seeing people liking, commenting, and you're seeing instant results, that doesn't necessarily lead you to where you want to go. It's a long-term plan because you've seen an ad once doesn't mean you would remember, doesn't mean you would engage, doesn't mean you would get people to buy your product or service, right? You have to constantly try new things. You can decide that today you are going to promote a TikTok video. Tomorrow you are going to do something with in relation to emails, or you're sending repeated reminders to your customers. That essentially is that's what it means. So the misconception is that you will see instant results. Please, that's a lie. In case you are ever interested in going into digital marketing, please understand that for lack of a better term, make nobody bobo you. There are no instant results. I've seen this in my own career with people expecting almost immediate results. Oh, I have paid this amount of money for ads. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you'll get instant results, which is why I was saying earlier that it's not about spending more. It's about spending smart. So the next misconception is that digital marketing is only for big brands with big budgets. That's it. That's a huge lie. It's not. It's really not it's for everybody. Digital marketing is the level playing field. So you can say that maybe TV advertising or TV marketing is for big brands because TV is expensive. You can say radio is for some other brands or brands that have that kind of budget. Radio might not be as expensive as TV, but with radio, you need to constantly put out your message, and over time, that amount would accumulate. So if one radio slot is, let's say, 35,000 naira, one radio slot is not enough for you if you are going to run a radio campaign. You probably need to do a minimum of 10. That's 350K. However, with 50,000 naira, you can reach more people than that radio station can guarantee you. So that's why digital marketing is, like I said, it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's, again, it's not free. There are some tools that are affordable and even free, but it's still not free. It's just that because the amount you're going to spend is probably going to be relatively less, it's more accessible to small businesses and entrepreneurs. So the misconception being that it's for big brands with big budgets, no, it's for everyone. Anybody can do digital marketing. Even the guy you're buying suya from, he can do digital marketing. Because sometimes when I want to buy suya, I would just check suya spots around me. And the smart people that actually sell suya around me, I probably put their business on Google, and then I can just find where their address is, put it in Google Maps and walk there, or take an app or take an Uber there. That's what digital marketing does for you. By putting your business on Google, you will not spend a dime. Do you understand? But you've made yourself accessible to anybody who is interested or potentially interested in your business. So now we're going into more detailed stuff, right? Digital marketing for entrepreneurs. The reality is that it is seen as expensive. However, the focus should always be on smart, cost-effective digital solutions that would increase your visibility, drive sales, and build customer relationships. So it's something that entrepreneurs can use, something that individual businesses or business owners can use. Even if you work for an organization, you can actually suggest to your employers that maybe let's promote our business on digital channels to get more people to know about us. So digital marketing for entrepreneurs is something that can help you, create like a sales funnel, if I'm to use that phrase, right? You're going from when people actually see you and being visible, that's where you're going from awareness to the end of the funnel, which is conversion and sales. So the focus for digital marketing for entrepreneurs, just to reiterate, is it should be smart, it should be cost effective, and it should ultimately drive your results. So if your result is just visibility, you are just launching, you just need people to know that you exist, then there are things that you can measure, right? But you don't need to spend 1 million naira. You don't need to sell your left kidney to do digital marketing. Digital marketing is accessible, affordable if you don't have a large budget. You can always work with a smaller budget, but also do maybe smarter things and more effective things that could also help you drive results. So again, the goal isn't to spend more. I've been saying this all throughout this course. The goal isn't to spend more, it's to spend smart. So these are some things that as an overview, small business owners, entrepreneurs who are just starting up, even large-scale entrepreneurs can actually do. Everything here isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's just smart things you could do. So the first thing is optimizing free tools. So I've been talking about putting your business on Google. It is actually called Google My Business. One of the things we'll be talking about next week is actually setting up Google My Business for your business, creating visibility, making sure that you are available and accessible on Google. So it's actually, and that's one of the most interesting things about Google. Most of the things they offer free. Email marketing also requires very little to no cost. If you're going to spend money on email marketing, it's probably to use a platform that allows you to send bulk emails at once. So for the company that I work for, one of the platforms, we actually built this platform ourselves because it's a fintech startup. We built this platform ourselves. It's called Command Center. We have like an email list we would create like the email itself and just send it out. However, if you're just going to do it like freely, you can still do this on Google. It's just probably going to take you more time. So there are free tools you could use to help you drive growth on business, on digital. The second thing you could do, which is this now leans more to being smart, is hyper-targeted ads. So when you are setting up like a digital ad, a digital campaign, there is this thing people do that they try to target very broadly. So you are, let's say, you sell clothes, you sell materials, and you want to run an ad on Google and social media. Because you are trying to reach a lot of people, your targeting ideally would be broad, right? You target everybody in Lagos. Maybe you would narrow it down to people between the ages of 30 to 50 because you're selling materials and maybe those people can afford it more. However, it is smarter for small businesses to focus on niche audiences. Sorry, and also do niche ads that could maybe even cost you less. So for example, a WhatsApp broadcast is a form of advertising that doesn't cost you anything, but it focuses on a niche audience, everybody on your WhatsApp. It is not 1,000,001 people. It is not the 50,000 people that if you spend maybe 10,000 naira on ads, you get. It is just a subset of people. Creating a Telegram channel and adding people or adding potential customers there and interacting with them, or joining a Facebook group that allows you to promote your business, also something very smart you could do. Again, you don't necessarily have to then spend so much money with ads. Just focus on your niche audience, defining your audience into the most probable to buy your product or service. So let's say you are selling rings and wrist beads, right? You know that the core audience for that will be people between the ages of 16 to maybe 20 something and slightly older. You can narrow it down and decide that, okay, I want to just put maybe pay for one nano influencer, maybe give them 50,000 or 70,000 to just help me promote it. Or even you don't even have to do any of that. You can simply just decide that you will take that amount of money or even way less and detail your audience in a way that only focuses on the right set of people. That's what I mean by hyper-targeted ads. Instead of spending big and going broad, you can just calm down, bring it down, let it be a smaller bracket, smaller bucket, and then you can serve those ads to them. The third is leveraging organic traffic, SEO, word of mouth. All these things can actually generate long-term sales, especially word of mouth. And I've mentioned word of mouth a couple of times because I've seen it work for small businesses. Asking people to leave a review is so important. And I don't see a lot of businesses doing this. So I ordered something today from Instagram and I've bought it. I told her that, oh yeah, I got it. And that was where the conversation ended. Ideally, what you could do what you could do better is to ask them to just maybe leave a comment, or if they are using the product, send you a picture so you can post or repost and tag them. That lets people know that, oh, okay, this product and service is used by actual human beings and they have good reviews. You can also, and I've seen this thing happen on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, where you spotlight reviews. When people leave good comments on your pages, when they send you a review on WhatsApp. I've actually seen businesses who would say, please let us know if you enjoy the product. And that's one of the easiest things you could do. Again, spending smart, not spending more. And then the last thing you could do is to reinvest smartly. Again, reinvesting smartly is taking what you've done and picking out the most effective thing and then reinvesting in it. So if your digital marketing campaign is social media, emails, WhatsApp, and let's say Google, and the one that drives you the most results is WhatsApp and social media, please remove Google, remove email marketing, focus and reinvest in campaigns that work. That's what I mean by reinvesting smartly. So before, to wrap up this particular class, like I said, today's class is just an overview, giving you a broad understanding of what digital marketing is. From next week, we'll be going into the different platforms and tools that are actually mentioned here. We'll also be doing some live demos for the places that will be necessary or the tools that would need live demos. And I want to go into some case studies that are relevant to local businesses. However, before I go into that, let's see if there are some comments and questions. Digital marketing involves promoting your business. Yes, that is, oh, I'm so sorry. I called you out. I called you earlier. Yeah, sorry about that. But you are actually very, very correct. It's promoting your business everywhere that has internet connectivity. Okay. Yeah, digital marketing can involve other forms of advertising using, yes, exactly. That's what it is a bit. Also, thank you, Anna. Okay, so the last is written testimonials. Yes, exactly. And I think products and services that actually have apps rating, 5 stars, 2 stars, 1 star. Personally, I even wish that I could rate Keke Napep drivers sometimes. If I could leave a review, I would. If I could leave a review for a downfall driver, I would. But again, if people are more conscious about what customers are saying about them, they would offer better services, which is why testimonials, if you have a good product and service, a testimonial will only make people believe you more. And yes, that's a very good comment. Thank you very much. So we're going into the case studies. Just to confirm, Mr. Godwin, do I still have time?
Hi, Moshope, you have
Mr. Godwin.
15 minutes. 50, can you hear me? 15 minutes.
Yes, I can hear you. 15. Oh, perfect. All right.
Yes.
So this is towards the end of the presentation. So we're going to go into some, just again, how some small businesses have been able to leverage digital marketing. So I would list a business, the problem that they're having and things they could do. So this is now more practical stuff. Some of these businesses are people that I have worked with. However, these are not the names I use are not the actual names. I just changed them. So I'm using the experience that I have to create case studies, just so that we're clear. So this is for a jewelry shop called Keres Jewelry Shop. Obviously, the name has been changed. The problem that this person is having is that they're struggling to turn social media engagement to actual sales. So they already have an Instagram page, they have a Twitter page, they have a Facebook page, and they're getting engagements, but people are not buying, right? So how can digital marketing help Kere? First is the Kere can use Instagram stories and reels for product showcases. And I think this is actually like the barest minimum you can do. You can do this regularly, maybe once a week, just like maybe do like a product of the week. If you have 10 products, you can just spotlight one product of the week, or you can do a product in use. So when I say a product showcase, it's basically you telling people that you have a product and showing them how it is used or how it could be used, or also showing like how it is relevant to the audience. So a product showcase could be you doing, if you're a fashion designer, how to style. Look at this image on the side. This guy is selling a jewelry. He's wearing it. He's posting this on his Instagram page. Now, this already creates awareness. Now, the second thing he can do is that he can create an email list for exclusive discounts. So creating an email list is actually pretty straightforward. It's based on interaction. There are people who would have sent you a message. They're trying to maybe make a purchase, but they're not completing anything, right? You can decide that you can just ask them for their email or create a newsletter that they can subscribe to. So you're putting out content that is interesting. You're not selling anything, but you've created a newsletter and you've asked them to subscribe. You'd promote your newsletter link on your Instagram, get a couple of people to subscribe, get your friends, family members to also share with people, and just it helps you create that small email list. You can start from 5, 10, and what you would do is that you start sending either weekly or monthly. Some people actually do weekly. The organization I work for, we send emails every week, and our emails usually contain either a new feature, something that is happening, how you can use the products better, what you can do on the app. I've seen artists actually do this a lot, where you subscribe to their newsletter and then they'll send you an email saying, oh, my album is dropping soon, or you can buy this merchandise for 20% off. These are not the things you put on your Instagram page. It's just for your small circle of people. And you doing that allows them to feel like they're part of your community. It leads them to then recommend other people. Oh, he gave me a 20% discount because I subscribed to his email. Or you can actually then put that in your as a call to action for subscribing to the email. Subscribe to our email newsletter and get 20% off your first order. That's a very smart way to actually do it. Then the last thing you could do is to run a retargeting ad. So retargeting ads work when people don't complete transactions or they've interacted with you. So on Facebook, and if you probably attended the previous class on social media management, maybe this was touched on, you can actually select the people who you can serve the ads to the people who have interacted with your page. And I think Facebook and Instagram does it. I think the timeline is 365 days. So anyone who has interacted with your page in 365 days, you can then create that as an audience bucket. Once you do that, you will be serving ads to those same set of people. For people who have websites, you can create a list of people who have clicked on something, added something to their cart but never bought, and then retarget them. Send them an ad of that same product or service. Alpha bros, you clicked on this trouser, you didn't order it, but hey, here's 10% off. You can order it now. That's kind of how Keyword can actually then go from just having social media engagement to sales, because the engagement now is less on likes, shares, comments, is now more on an action. Subscribe to the newsletter, get a 10% off, and then you're retargeting anyone who has probably not completed a transaction in the last couple of days. So the second is for a business called Yinka Scooter. And the problem they're having is that they want to reach new customers beyond their Instagram audience. So they have seen that they have an audience on Instagram, but they want to do beyond that. And that's the beauty about digital marketing, is that you can decide that, oh, I've done well on Instagram. Let me now focus on getting more customers elsewhere. Because again, digital marketing is a broad umbrella. If it is ideal that you move from social media or WhatsApp to other channels so that you can expand your customer base. So how can digital marketing help Yinka for affordable dresses in Lagos? And this is an actual possible search. You are trying to buy a ready-to-wear dress and you really, really need this now. Your tailor is not answering you. And the first thing you check is, affordable dresses in Lagos, or affordable kaftans in Lagos, or affordable kaftan makers near me. So when people search that, because you've already set up your Google ad to pick up, so your keywords on Google ads will be affordable dresses, anything that they could possibly search. So for certain of Google ads, you actually have to think like the customer. So anything that they could possibly search in relation to your business, you would identify that as a keyword. So once that keyword is imputed, it will just serve them an ad based on your budget, right? So if your budget is higher, the frequency would be more. If your budget is lower, obviously there are more people who are trying to advertise, so they'll give more priority, and that's how it generally works for ads, for paid ads. They tend to give more priority for those who have more money. But like I said, there are more things you could do. Now, the other thing that Yinka can do is to have a WhatsApp click to chat link. So when they see the ad, let's say it's a Google display ad that is just a banner, and you click on it, it takes you straight to WhatsApp. So you are expanding beyond Instagram. You are going from Google to WhatsApp. And the other thing that they can do via WhatsApp is to provide instant styling recommendations. They've said that they want to buy this kaftan from you, right? And then you can just give them styling options. It's a free service, and that's the way marketing works. You kind of have to offer people things beyond what you are selling. So you're selling, you're a hairdresser, for example. Someone is texting you to say, I want to make my hair. I want to make this, right? And then what you can do is to offer maybe better ways to do it. That, this auntie, this hairstyle you want to do is nice, so but this will look better on you. And this is something that my hairdresser actually does with me. Sometimes he will just tell me that he saw something that he thinks would look okay on me, and I would ask, okay, fine, that's good, try it. And you can actually do this on WhatsApp if you're selling, let's say, clothes, shoes. If you are actually selling a service like consultancy services, for example, you can maybe just give them a freebie, and that's how it works. So from Google to WhatsApp, and then instant styling recommendations. So this is how Yinka can actually grow beyond Instagram. So, and this is the last poll for today. Mr. Godwin, could you help us pull it up? Yes, exactly, Praise. He can also do a BTS video from beginning to the end. Exactly. Exactly, right? One thing about digital marketing is how artificial intelligence has been integrated. However, when using AI, please, it's very important to keep into consideration your brand voice and audience. AI will just do anything. That's what I need you guys to know. AI would most probably give you Bajensi, right? You need to be very detailed. Tell them what your brand voice is. Who is the audience? So when you're writing the content, the artificial intelligence takes that into consideration and gives you something a lot more tailored. Also, please, With AI, when you are either coming up with marketing strategies or looking for ideas or looking for content ideas, always review. AI is designed to give you wrong answers. And I've actually seen this a lot where I'm asking AI for something and I'm reading and I'm like, this is not right. Like, it's not right. So you need to be very, very clear with AI, and you also need to review as much as possible. The reason why, sorry, 1 second. The reason why AI is designed that way is because it needs to be retrained. So it will deliberately give you some wrong answers. So you can tell it that it's wrong. So it can then take that as feedback and give you something a lot better. So all right, we have 5 minutes more, and this is the last discussion point for today. Again, there's a cash prize for anyone who's interested in joining our discussion. So like we did earlier, put an emoji in the comments and we'll call on you and give you access to speak. So if digital marketing offers many opportunities, why do you think some small businesses still hesitate to invest in it? Does anyone want to try this? Or try keep my money? Okay, the first comment is Funshaw. So can we give Funshaw access? Please, again, this question there's no wrong answer for this question. I'm only going to look for the most interesting answer. So, Funshaw, floor is yours.
I think for me, if digital marketing offers so many opportunities, which the opportunities have been existing for a bit now, and many businesses still hesitate to invest in it, I think there's some constraints we still have. Number one is so many entrepreneurs are not social media savvy enough, and with the advancement of tools, softwares, I think a lot of people are not equipped, tech savvy enough to use those tools to their advantage. That would be one. And number two, I would also say a little bit of ignorance and a lot of, the inability to adapt new trends. Like a lot of people are like stuck with what they used to know. And I feel marketing and approach to business or how to get across to your audience has like gone beyond you just using one method. So I would say lack of growth, lack of trends, lack of knowledge of trends, lack of knowledge of what's in trend to kind of like add to your business. For example, the jewelry vendor, they can also like do a little things of like pop-up, physical pop-ups. They can have influencers. So it's just a lot of like things I feel personally businesses need to adopt to um to what's that word, to maximize the full potential of opportunities out there. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I actually really love that. There is the knowledge gap, very obvious. Not a lot of people, like, again, I've heard this a lot. Social media marketing and digital marketing are the same thing. It's not. And there's a lot more you could do with digital to drive business growth. So I guess that's one of the reasons why small businesses don't actually invest in it. Does anyone else want to try? So let me just pick someone else. Olayinka, that's the one I saw last. Can we give Olayinka the floor to speak? Olayinka, your mic is muted.
Okay, good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you for the wonderful session. So, yes, I think the most important thing is the knowledge gap. A lot of people don't, um, let's say some of these entrepreneurs or some of these small businesses don't really know the kind of opportunities they can get. Then, aside from the knowledge gap, I think um, some of them have been focused more, their attention have shifted from just gaining followership, engagement, and the whole idea is actually to sell their products and not just to have those followers. So you see some businesses with a lot of followers, but they are not making sales. So I think it's now like cutting the full picture of what an ideal marketing should be like. I am like marketing is drifting from what it should be, like bringing in sales to just having followers and people that will comment and all just to engage your content. So like people have not really gotten the full picture of what's like the end goal of what like an ideal marketing should be. It is to get sales, it is to like make your product available, to get it to the right customers and not just let a lot of people follow you and also I think that's what I have to say. Thank you very much.
All right. I actually really like that comment. So when it comes to running a business, right? Money is one of those things that people are very particular about. I don't think anyone wants to spend money and not see results. So the onus now is on digital marketers and business owners in understanding that, look, you would probably still spend a bit of money, right? But you also need to be able to look at the whole picture of what digital marketing is, not necessarily limit yourself to what you already know and trying things that could, again, I think a lot of people are scared to try. And that's because no one really wants to put in investment and not get anything from it. So if your objective is sales, you need to be ready to take some risks, but digital marketing allows you to take risks in a controlled way. So you're not going to spend a large amount of money, but you can spend a small amount of money to test the waters and maybe decide, okay, yeah, this is not going to work for me. But overall, digital marketing is effective when the final output is sales. I want to sell something, I want to drive something. And then what you're then doing is to gain more experience and more information, or get more information on generally digital and what you could specifically do. Okay, so I love both comments, and I would say that Funsho and Olayenka will get something from me as well. So I've just taken down your names. Okay, thank you for engaging with me. Again, I said I'm not a lecturer. However, it is very important for me that you don't just come to the class and just hear me speak. I also want to be able to gauge that you understand everything that we're saying. So the assignment is choose a business of your choice, and in one page, explain how you would apply today's learnings to drive growth on a small budget. Small budgets should not be anything more than 100,000 naira. That's what I mean by small budgets. So it doesn't have to be 100K. You can decide that your budget is 10,000, and explain how you want to then do this. Be very specific about the strategies, tools, and techniques you use. So I expect that you would do a little bit more research, go beyond what I've already taught you, and surprise me. Tell me something that I've not told you already, but at the same time. So next week, we would look at some of the responses. I would share a drive on the WhatsApp channel where you can actually upload your assignments. Just send it as a PDF document, upload it there. And before the next class, I would have reviewed some, and I'll pick maybe one or two just to use it to start the conversation before we go into what the next module is going to be. So yes, I would not forget. Thank you, Laura. I wouldn't forget to put the bulk SMS. Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin, over to you.